Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Ariana.
Yes, hello. Hello,
Can
Miss.
you hear can you hear me well?
Sorry, I can hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me. How about now? Can you hear me well?
No,
No.
very uh
Very low.
oh wait.
Okay. Okay. Check check. Can you hear me now?
Okay, test.
Is it better or still low?
Better.
Oh,
Sorry,
better.
my setting is wrong.
Oh, I was worried because the other day I had a problem with my laptop, so um I was afraid that it would affect the session today. So how are you today, by the way?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you, Miss?
Fine too. Thank you very much for asking. Did you have a holiday last Tuesday, or was it business as usual?
Uh, I have a holiday, and as usual, I cycled.
With your family or with your
No,
team?
with my friend.
With your friends? Let's see. Why don't you ask your daughters to cycle with you?
Um. Uh. Usually, they are moody when they grab their gadget.
Mhm.
They want to go outside.
Ah, I see. Well, the same used to happen to me whenever my father asked me for, hey, let's go have a walk on Sunday morning.
Mm.
Still too lazy, Dad. I prefer to stay in bed.
Yes. Hmm.
So, how about you? Were you always an active person, or did it ever happen to you as well?
Sorry.
Were you always an active person? I mean, since childhood,
Oh.
were you always active, or did you
Mm,
ever have the same experience as I did? Like, I'm too lazy to go out.
no, I think I'm balanced. I have a hobby cycled when I was child, and I'm I'm hobby play video game too.
Hmm,
Mm.
me too, but I mean, like the if it was Sunday morning, I prefer to not do anything instead of going outside and
Oh, okay.
something, do an activity.
Mm.
Speaking of which, have you ever tried visiting Al Akbar during Sunday morning?
So, not yet.
Never,
Never.
because there's like an open market on Sunday morning, every Sunday morning at Al Akbar.
And many people running and cycling.
Yes, exactly, because they close the not the street. Oh yeah, they close the street
Uh,
around Al Akbar, just that one around Al Akbar.
yes.
But yes, typically it's very crowded that even if you ride a bicycle, it will be
Mhm.
hard to
Yes.
actually ride the bicycle.
Mm.
So where do you usually ride the bicycle?
On Tuesday, I rode, yeah,
Mhm.
uh, from Sidoarjo to Tunjungan Plaza,
Whoa.
and then
And then went back.
and then looking for breakfast, take of breakfast
Hmm?
on Gedangan Market, I think.
Mm.
Uh,
It
it
means that in Sidoarjo.
Yes, went back to home,
Mm.
and then go back home at I think 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock.
9 or 10. Got
Mm.
it. Do you ride an MB or us? I don't know.
Road bike
Road
actually.
bike. So
Yes,
not the,
MTB,
how do you call that one?
mountain bike,
And MB is mountain bike, but
yeah,
the one that is
folding bike.
folded bike. Yeah, sorry.
Mm.
So you didn't ride that kind of bike.
No, I don't like it.
Uh, some people, yeah, I used to have a folded bike as well, but I found it difficult to manage. I
Why?
think, I don't know. It's the steering is not as sturdy as normal bikes
Oh, I
because
see.
because it can be, I don't know, normal bike, I think, um, is steadier,
Yes.
but folded bike is less steadier to be controlled.
Mm,
Probably it was just me, but I don't know. Besides because the wheels are small,
oh,
it
yes.
means that we have to pedal more to reach the same kilometers. So it
Yes.
was a bit difficult.
Mm. I think folded bike uh, is perfect bike for go around the Al Akbar, Masjid Al Akbar, and at Sunday morning.
Mm,
It's small, and your house is near Al Akbar, so.
yep, I just walk usually. Usually, I don't even ride a bike.
Oh, I see.
I bought the bike to go to Leah because my house is about 700 meters from Leah.
Oh, oh, I see.
So I used to think that, oh, it would be nice if I rode a bike to Leah.
Yes. Mhm.
But then I don't know, it didn't go well. So I gave the bike to my niece eventually. Okay.
Mm.
So did you wear the whole thing, like the helmet, the pads?
Yes, the helmet is the most important, I think.
Mm. Oh, hang on a
But
second. Sorry, I need to
uh,
stop my
yeah,
video for a moment. Yep.
but uh, I'm not buying the outfit or the jersey yet for road bike because it's so expensive.
Mm. Oh, I don't think you need it, by the way. As long as the helmet is on and preferably the pads. So if you had any accidents, it would
Oh yes. Mm,
protect you.
yeah.
Have you ever had an accident?
Uh, Maybe long time ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, I have an accident, but uh, that accident happened at mountain, not on the.
Wait, so you actually rode a bike on a mountain
Yes.
using a road bike, not a mountain bike?
No, mountain bike.
Oh, a mountain bike. I thought the regular road bike.
No, no. I have right ridden mountain bike about mm, 5 years, eh, 5 or 6 years, and then last week I moved to road bike.
Oh, just last week. So this is a new
Yes.
bike.
Yes.
No wonder you were eager to try it. Okay, so Mr. Vira and Mr. Randy are here. Mr. Ariano, since I already asked you about Tuesday, it will be better if you're the one who asked Mr. Wira and Mr. Randy about their Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay, so try to keep the conversation going. I can see just a Marga picture, but not Mr. Wira's face. Good afternoon, Mr. Randy. Good afternoon, Mr. Wira.
Good
Good
afternoon,
afternoon,
Miss.
Miss.
How are you?
Whoa, I just saw the background, Mr. Randy's background. Nice second floor.
Yes.
Not second floor actually. Is
Inspiring
that
room.
oh
Oh,
that's the
I'm on
inspiring room.
inspiring room.
Ah, no wonder it's colorful. Nice, nice. And there's also writings on the wall
Yes.
behind. Yeah, what's the writing said? It's in English.
The only way
You
to do
can.
great work is to love what you do.
Is to love what you do.
The only way to do great work is to love what you do. By
Mm-hmm.
Steve Jobs.
Yep. I agree. If you start feeling, I don't know, if you start feeling pushed to do what you do, it won't work anything at all. So you need to like what you do, at least. If you cannot love what you do, at least you like what you do.
Yeah.
So I was talking about our Tuesday with Mr. Ariano earlier. Mr. Ariano, would you mind doing small talk about Mr. Randy and Mr. Wira's Tuesday?
Mr. Randy, how about your Tuesday? What is your activity? Hello, Mr. Randy.
Sorry. Preparing my background. Yeah. Wait a second.
Okay. How about Mr. Wira?
Yes.
What did you do on Tuesday?
Oh, my Tuesday is Pancasila Days, right?
It was a holiday.
Holiday. Yeah. Actually, Tuesday is my rest day because
Just came back.
yeah, I just came back to Jakarta.
Oh, I see.
So I rest myself and uh, doing playing with my kids at home and uh, doing lazy things. I think. How about you, Mr. Aryono?
Good afternoon, Miss Ruth.
Good afternoon, Miss.
Mr. Ariano, so sorry I cut the conversation. Mr. Wira was asking you, how about you?
Oh, I cycled on go to Tunjungan Plaza and go back
Uh,
cycling.
oh, you're doing cycling. Right?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to say how much the distance or
Oh,
how
How
the
far?
how
how
far
far?
how far
The
how far
total
you cycling?
distance about 44 kilometer.
Wow.
Oh, that's like my
That's
week
like
walk day because I walk. So usually a week I got about 40 to 50 kilometers.
wow. It's like advertised that one 10,000 steps a
Yep.
day.
I do that 10,000 steps a day.
Oh,
I try at least. Sometimes I get
Yeah.
8,000, sometimes 7. So
It's quite
depends.
a lot, Miss.
It's great.
Just get 400 steps
400
in a day.
steps.
Yeah.
Wait, if it's only 400 steps, then it means that I'm not doing any exercises.
Yeah. You because of the mobile phone, we could reach everybody by calling or
I know, especially because I still work at home. So I
Yeah.
usually I walk to the office, right? At least it's an exercise for me. But since I don't go to the office, I have to find some other exercises.
Yes.
Mr. Ariano, maybe you can ask Mr. Randy and Miss Ruth about their Tuesday.
How about you, Mr. Randy? How is your Tuesday?
How was?
How was? Yeah. How was it?
I went to again at Taman Safari
How was it?
with my family. Morning at 10 p.m. until apa? 16. Yeah, 9 a.m. until 16 p.m.
So 9 until 4 p.m. then.
Oh yeah,
Mm-mm.
9 p.m.
Was it crowded there?
Not really. Not really.
Did they have the shows? Usually there are shows, right? But
Yeah. Uh, uh, last show I can watch because too late.
pardon?
Because I too late for other show.
Oh, I see. So, Mr. Ariana, to Miss Ruth, please. Mr. Ariana is waiting.
How about you, Miss Ruth? What did you do on Tuesday?
the between Tuesday and the weekdays because I went to the office. I went to the office and I have work to be and accompany our accounting team because Tuesday is
The
June
first
1st,
of June.
right?
Yes.
And it's closing time for the accounting. So it's the
Oh,
hectic time.
I see. Got it. So extra hours then.
Yeah, overtime.
Overtime. Mr. Vira had planned his holidays well, so he got the when did we have before Tuesday? When did we have another holiday? Last
In the
Wednesday.
Last
Tuesday.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. So you took your leave between that Wednesday and this Tuesday.
Yes.
Extra nice
Extra,
try.
extra.
That's why his face is so full of happiness.
Yes, I agree. Speaking of which, I know it's not in your grammar part for this unit, but last the other session, Ms. Ruth was asking about the if conditional. So we might as well talk about the if conditional today before we start our unit again. So as you have probably known, we have three types of if conditional. So the first if conditional is actually talking about future plans. It will happen in the future if something is there. For example, can somebody please give an example maybe? This one is using the will, or can.
I will go to the beach if the weather is good tomorrow.
Got it. Conditional type 1. So I will go to the beach if the weather is good. It means that this will be your plan in the future if this one is there if the weather is good. If you pay attention, we use will here, and then this part is in the present tense, is good. So let's try and make something like this about your future plan. What will you do? Oh, this is already Thursday. What will you do on Saturday then? Saturday? Remember, you need to use a conditional. So I will probably go to the mall if my friend comes to pick me up. So
Me first?
sure, go on. Ms. Ruth.
Okay. I will finish my Korean series drama if I have complete my deadline tomorrow.
Oh, this is the deal. You use have. So if you use have, you need to use verb 3.
Oh yeah, if I have completed my deadline.
Got it. What is the Korean drama that you want to finish?
Taxi driver.
I haven't even known that.
It's good, miss. You should try to watch it.
Korean drama. Korean drama.
Yes.
Who started the series?
I don't remember his name, but I know that he has been playing in my favorite another drama too. It's Signal. It's also a famous Korean drama about crime.
I didn't.
don't remember because
Yeah.
his name is quite difficult to pronounce and to remember.
Kim
Agree.
Jong-un.
Kim
No, Kim
Jong-un.
Jong-un is a president, not a movie star.
I agree. For me, Korean names are pretty difficult to remember. How about you, Mr. Ariana, Mr. Randy, and Mr. Wira? Your plan for Saturday? So this one is will plus basic verb. And then this one is actually present tense. But this one, Ms. Ruth is using present perfect. Mr. Randy, perhaps? What will you do on Saturday?
Okay, let me start. Let me.
Okay, Mr. Ariana.
Ariana first.
I will playing football if my family not asked to go vacation.
Okay, this is Mr. Ariana's sentence. Now, how can we fix the sentence then?
Yeah.
The deal is after you use will or can or should, must, may, you need to use basic verb. So no ing, no s, no verb to, no nothing.
I will play.
I will play. Okay.
I will play football if my family, and you miss another verb here. There should be a verb.
It's not. Or
Does not,
Not
exactly.
ask.
Got it. My family does not ask me to go on vacation. There you go. Mr. Ariano, could you please repeat it one more time?
I will play football if my family does not ask me to go on vacation.
Feel free to use contractions. Contractions is I'll play football if my family doesn't ask me to go on vacation.
I will play football if my family does not ask me to go on vacation.
Got it. Okay. So, Mr. Vira, Mr. Andy, how about yours? Mr. Vira, perhaps?
Okay. I will accompany my daughter to have swimming lesson if she does not cranky, maybe.
Okay. How old is your mother, by the way? Why is she
Oh.
cranky?
My daughter, not my
Oh,
mother.
your daughter.
My
I
daughter.
see.
Sorry,
Order.
I heard mother.
my daughter.
Okay. I will accompany my daughter to have a swimming lesson if she is not cranky. Perfect. This is conditional type 1 sentence. I will accompany. So if she is cranky, of course, this will not happen.
Yes.
The same as this one. If Mr. Ariono's family asks him to go on vacation, of course, he won't play football. And Miss Ruth won't finish her Korean drama if she can complete her deadline. How about you, Mr. Andy?
Okay, I try. I will decorate my room if the items are purchased.
Nice one. I will decorate my home if the items are purchased. Oh, I missed the act. So I will decorate my home if the items are purchased is also a very good example of conditional type 1. Thank you very much, Mr. Andy and Mr. Vira. Now, if conditional type 1 is talking about the future, conditional type 2 is actually talking about your imagination, something that you want to happen now, but cannot happen. For example, we have conditional type 2. I'm a woman, right? So it's impossible for me to be a man. But if I were a man, see, this is my imagination. If I were a man, I would, I don't know. What would I do if I were a man? Perhaps I would marry a woman. There you go. If I were a man, I would marry a woman. But since I'm not a man, I won't marry a woman. There, that's the logic of it. In this type 2, we're actually using past tense. So if you pay attention, this is were and then would. So something that cannot happen now, but you want it to happen. Who is ready to make the sentence with this type of conditional? Usually learners are.
Okay.
Go, Miss Ruth.
If I were a president, I will. If I were a president, I would build a toll road in my hometown.
If I were a president, I would build, right?
Yeah, I will build a toll road in my hometown.
Where exactly is your hometown?
North Sumatra, 2 hours from Medan by car.
Where exactly is that?
Kabanjahe, Miss.
Oh, Kabanjahe.
Yeah.
No wonder your imagination is to build a toll road there. Okay.
so I can reach my hometown in
Faster.
maybe faster, half 30 minutes.
I see. So Kabanjahe it is. If
Yeah.
I were a president, or you can also say if I were the president, because usually we only have one president in one nation. So
Okay.
if I were the
Should
president,
I use I was or I were?
oh, this is the deal. When you use conditional type 2, grammatically, we use were for I. But
Oh.
when you're speaking to people, you can also use was. So
So
in
it's
spoken language, it's okay to use was.
okay. So it's only for this conditional if type 2, yes, Miss?
Yep, exactly. And also for wishes.
Okay, for wishes.
If I were the president, I would build a tall road to Kabanjahe.
Yeah.
Kabanjahe. There you go. How about Mr. Ariana, Mr. Vieira, and Mr. Randy? Your imagination, what you want to do.
Okay, I'll try.
Mhm.
If I were live on Saudi Arabia,
Mhm.
I will go umroh every month.
Mm. Okay. Arabia.
I
I
will
would.
do umroh.
Every month. Okay. How can we fix this sentence?
Oh,
Mr. Ariana, you can actually use live
live.
in verb to. Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Vira. So instead of if I were live, if
Oh,
I lived,
okay.
would you mind repeating that, please?
If I live in Saudi Arabia, I will do umroh every month.
There you go. If I lived in Saudi Arabia. Oh, nice one. Unfortunately, at the moment, it cannot happen because you live in Indonesia. So as conditional type 2 tell us, it is a thing that we want but cannot have. Mr. Wira, Mr. Randy, how about you?
Uh, if I were an actor, I will be playing Mission Possible movies.
You're not Tom Cruise.
No, not as a Tom Cruise, maybe as the
villain.
and yeah, the villain.
Or the stuntman, right?
Is the new MI,
Am I
Am I 8?
8?
is it out now?
No,
Not yet.
not yet.
Oh.
Still shooting.
Oh, no, they have finished the production.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
Oh. My friend in Slovenia is a diehard fan of Tom Cruise, and
Oh, yeah.
she kept updating me about they have finished. They have finished. So I was like, okay. I don't even like Tom Cruise.
I heard Tom Cruise
But
is.
the movie is good, ma'am.
Oh, well, I prefer the TV series than Tom Cruise's series. So, if I were an actor, I would be playing MI. There you go. Well done. Thank you very much. Mr. Andy, how about you?
If I were the director, I will recruit Mr. Wira.
If I were
you are the director, or you will recruit Mr. Wira.
I would recruit Mr. Wira. There you
Or you
go.
want to kick me?
Nice one. Very witty. If I were the director, I would recruit Mr. Wira. Okay, so there you go. Of course, we can use other words than were, as Mr. Aryono already pointed out. You can use verb to, if I lift. So let's try and use some other verb to besides were. I'm challenging you to make a conditional type to using other words but were. If I worked abroad, I would not be paid in rupiah. Ms. Ruth, perhaps you're ready?
Can be the other first.
Okay. Mr. Aryono, it seems that he's ready.
Not yet, Miss.
Not yet.
It's okay. I can go first.
Mhm.
If I learn Russian, early,
Mhm.
I would speak Russian fluently.
Oh, you are learning Russian now.
No, I have I had I had taken Russian course, but because I moved from Jakarta to Surabaya, then I stopped the lesson. I only attend the lesson for one session, so
Oh,
it's completely lost. I lost. I don't remember. I even don't remember what I learned from that session.
oh, I see. If I learned Russian, okay, I would speak Russian fluently now. What made you took Russian?
Because I think Russian is not a common language in Indonesia, because Indonesia people tends to learning about English and Japanese, Chinese, Korean, French, and Germany, but Italian and Russian and body language. There's not many
Sign
people want
language.
to mm, wanna know that language. So if you wanna talk about somebody in front of them, you can use that language because there's no many people know about it.
Ah, I see. I've always wanted to learn Russian because I like Russian literature. So, and I really want to read the books in the original language, but nah, too complicated. The Cyrillic.
I think no, Miss. I mean, French is more difficult because the pronunciation is kind of hard to pronounce, hard to say, and hard to listen.
But at least French is still using Latin letters.
Yeah,
Russian is using Cyrillic, right?
right. But some of them is similar with the Roman alphabet.
Ah, I see. I haven't tried that. I wish I had.
Yeah.
Mr. Wira, Mr. Randy, Mr. Aryono.
I will try.
Okay.
If I bought a Ferrari,
Oh.
You
I
will.
will I will
Amin.
I will drive it at 200 kilometer per hour.
Wait. Just because Miss Ruth said you will, you don't have to change into will. It's still would.
I wrote, yeah, sorry.
So the most correct one logically is not if I bought Ferrari, but if I had, because if you say if I bought a Ferrari, it can happen in the future. We don't know yet. Like Mr. Ruth said, you will. So that should be in conditional type 1. But if you want to talk about conditional type 2, you need to say as if you already have it. So if I had. Could you please repeat it one more time, please?
If I had a Ferrari, I would drive it at 200 km/h.
Okay, there you go. Ferrari, is that double R like that or Ferrari? I can never get the name correctly. Thank you, Mr.
Double
Aryan.
R first.
Double R first. Okay, so there you go. Ferrari. Okay, Mr. Wira, Mr. Randy.
Mr. Randy. You want to try first, Mr. Randy?
Mr. Vira first.
If you two played football, you would not score because maybe you can go first. Maybe you can go first.
If I studied at the University of Technology at Netherlands, like Mr. Habibi, I want to build airplane without pilot.
I would like to build a
I
plane.
would like to build an airplane without pilot.
I see. If
like
I
a drone.
studied at
Netherlands University.
isn't it German?
Oh, in German, yeah. I see. Yes, it's German.
At a German university. Okay. I'd build
Snowman airplane.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. If I studied at a German university, I'd build a no-man airplane. Mr. Andy?
If I had a Doraemon pouch, I will go anywhere easily.
Nice one. If I had Doraemon's pouch. I'd go anywhere easily. Nice
Sing
one.
everywhere door.
I just realized the other day that Doraemon has been with Indonesian kids for 40 years. 30 years since 1990.
Yes.
So practically almost all of our lives because we are in that generation when we grew up with Doraemon. Now, this is conditional type 2. It's something that you want right now, but cannot happen. Conditional type 3, however, is something that you wanted in the past, but cannot happen, couldn't happen. So, for example, last Tuesday, it was a holiday, right?
Yeah.
It means that we didn't have any class. But if we had a class, we would have talked about this sooner. There you go. If we had a class on Tuesday, we would have talked about this sooner. It means that you wanted this to happen in the past, but it couldn't happen. In this part, we use past perfect. So had plus verb 3, and then would plus have plus verb 3. I know it sounds confusing, but in everyday talk, we rarely use this anyway. Although it's also important for you to know about this type of conditional. So let's try and think something that you wanted to happen in the past, but you couldn't do it.
Sorry, Miss, I wanted to ask. So the conditional is on the past, but the situation that we want to be happen, it's in the current situation, in the present, or
In the past also.
Oh, in the past also.
So like this one, we would have talked about this sooner, means that I wanted us to talk about conditional on Tuesday, but it couldn't happen because we didn't have a class on Tuesday. So the situation is in the past. The condition is also in the past.
Can I try, Miss?
Okay, sure.
If I could have spoken English very well, I would have talked to the tourists in Kuala Lumpur.
There you go. Well done. One more time, please.
Just bahasa.
Why don't
People
you?
in Kuala Lumpur
because
understand bahasa.
the tourist in Kuala Lumpur is American.
Oh, tourist in Kuala Lumpur.
Tourist
Yeah,
in Kuala
tourist.
Lumpur.
Not
So
native.
another foreign tourist.
Yeah, another foreign.
If I could, one more time, please, Mr. Rira.
If I could have spoken English very well, I would have talked to the tourists in Kuala Lumpur, KL. I want to mention Paris because I don't go. I don't even.
You haven't been there. I would have thought.
Amen.
The tourists in KL. Okay,
Yeah,
there you
yes.
go. If I could have spoken English well, I would have talked to tourists in KL. Speaking of our language, it is actually Mandarin is the most talked language in the world.
Yeah.
Then English. Number 3 should be, I don't know, but we should be in number 4th or 5th.
Oh.
Because we have 200 million people speaking the language.
Oh, I see.
Indian.
It's bahasa or Malay?
Bahasa Indonesia.
Bahasa.
Indian people don't even speak Hindi.
Oh, I see.
All of them, yeah. Just some part of them speak Hindi. Other parts speak Tamil and Malayalam, Telugu, and so on. So, if you go to Singapore, Brunei, Malaysia, even Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
it's perfectly fine to speak Indonesian. They will understand.
Oh, I see.
Mr. Andy?
I talked to Germany, English woman.
You talk to an English woman.
Yeah.
This is like the second time you had told me about your speaking trouble. The first time was in Kuta, remember?
Yeah.
I think if you had spoken a bit slower, maybe
slower.
The woman would have understood what you said better.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes because we are nervous, we tend to speak faster and go, oh, do you know what?
Yeah.
And the
Probably.
volume get lower.
Because they're nervous, I think.
So, Mr. Randy, Mr. Ariano, your conditional type 3.
Oh,
Okay, Mr. Randy is going to try.
if I went to Giant yesterday, I would buy a lot of product.
Wait. Is Giant still open? I thought they have.
July. They close July, Miss.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're emptying. What is the words? They're emptying their inventory, their stocks.
If I went to Giant. Mr. Randy, one more time, please. If I went to Giant.
I went to Giant.
Yesterday.
I would buy a lot of product.
Products. How can we fix this sentence then?
Buy it.
If I had gone.
There you go. You need to use past perfect. It means that you need to use if I had gone to Giant yesterday, I would. The same here. I would have.
Oh yeah. Bought.
For 3 of buy. Bought. Got it. Bought. I would have bought a lot of products. Where in which Giant is still open, by the way?
Yeah,
my Giant was usually the Ahmad Yani one, and it was closed a long time ago, like 3 years ago. So which one is this?
Waru, is it still open?
There's no Giant at Waru.
Oh, there's no more Giant at Waru.
Yeah, there's no more.
So
maybe,
no more.
I don't know. Rumput maybe, Randy?
Yeah, because I was wondering, where can we find Giant?
Yeah, I went to Giant. Apa sih? At May.
May. Which Giant is that?
Giant Waru.
Waru. Oh, it was still open in May.
Yeah.
I searched in the Google, it still opens also.
Until now?
Yeah, until now.
Until July.
Yeah, or until the stocks are empty.
Okay. So we have 7-Eleven bankruptcy, and then we have Giant bankruptcy. H&M too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, H&M. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that. I heard the news.
Yeah. Indonesians. Yeah, it's tough to go into Indonesian market apparently. Mr. Ariana, your turn.
If I studied engineering, I would have work on oil and gas company.
There you go. How can we fix the sentence then?
I would have.
This part is already correct.
If I had.
Well done. There you go. If I had studied engineering, I would have worked for, what's this? An oil and gas company. Mr. Ariano, could you please repeat that?
If I had studied engineering, I would have worked for an oil and gas company.
Got it. Thank you. There you go. So unfortunately, in the past, Mr. Ariano didn't study engineering. So it's unfortunate that in the past, he also didn't work for an oil and gas company. So there you go. Everything is in the past for conditional type 3. That's the difference between type 2 and type 3. Okay. Now, so far, do you have any questions about these conditionals?
No question, but I think it's difficult to remember.
Oh,
The
the ones that we use often is, of course, conditional type 1 and type 2. As for type 3, it's okay if you don't remember how to use it. We rarely do it anyway. But conditional type 2 is pretty important because sometimes you just want to say what you want then. Okay. So because our topic for for unit 5 is making a phone conversation. Now, this is what we're going to do. We're actually going to apply this to our phone conversation. Okay. So hang on a second. Let me save it. And if you see on page, what page is this? I cannot see it. Page 45 of your student book, you'll see that there's a format of phone conversation that you can use. Okay. So in this part, what should you do? What should we have in the first part?
Can I speak to?
Hello?
Hello, can I speak to blah, blah, blah? Nice one. And then who's calling, please? Okay. How about this one?
Stated our name.
This is Clark speaking, for example. What can I do for you, Mr. Clark? And then what you want to say during the phone call. Okay, now this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put you in the breakout room. Your task is actually making a phone conversation using conditional type 1 and conditional type 2. It doesn't have to be about work, but it will be better if you can actually talk about work. For example, I heard that we will have a meeting on Tuesday. Yes, you're right. Oh, if I have the time, I will come to the meeting on Tuesday. So if I have the time, I will come to the meeting on Tuesday. That's conditional type 1, right? Oh, okay then. But if I were you, I would definitely come on Tuesday because there will be a new head of manager for our branch, and they are going to introduce us to him, for example. If I were you, I would come. That's conditional type 2. So please implement conditional type 1 and type 2 in your conversation. Okay. I'm going to put anybody wants to be paired with somebody else or randomly.
I want to pair with Miss Tepi. No.
If I were a student, if I were a learner, I would be your pair. So randomly then.
Yes,
Nobody. Okay, randomly. Okay. A phone conversation. Okay, so please start with hello. Can I speak to blah blah blah? Okay. Nice one. I got Mr. Ariano and Mr. Andy, Ms. Ruth, and Mr. Wira. There you go. The rooms are open. You have 5 minutes to try and practice your phone conversation. Mr. Andy?
say my name.
Huh?
Then I say, hello Wira, this is Ruth. Then I wrote there.
This is Wira. Who's calling?
Okay, this is Ruth Siahaan.
Oh, what can I do for you, Ruth?
Gimana sih nyambunginnya? I want to talk to you about our planning to go to Taman Dayu tomorrow.
Wait. I have to. I have to
Scenario,
check.
please.
I have to check the conditional type.
I want to talk to you about our planning to go to Taman Dayu tomorrow. Then Adit will know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
It's kind of a random conversation, right?
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. Have you made the reservation there? Because I got news from Randy.
Orang yang berbeda sih.
Wait, mana ya? So difficult. Okay, I'm going the first person. Good afternoon. May I? Okay. May I speak to Mr. Wira?
Oh, who is calling, please?
I'm Mr. Aryono.
Oh, kita nggak usah ikut ini gitu.
Gak tahu.
Ya.
Tapi nomornya was calling, please. Hang on sec. Boxnya kayaknya nggak sesuai gitu. Apa gimana ya?
Mr. Randy was right. You don't have to follow the conversation step by step. It's okay.
Oh.
This is just a reminder that you need to what you do back and forth. So.
Okay, I'm going the first person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can I speak to Mr. Wira, please?
Who is calling?
I'm Mr. Aryono from
Hello, Mr. Aryono. What happened?
I want to back to main room, but I click leave. So
Same, Mr. Randy as well. So I was like, why is room one leaving this? There you go. They're all back. So welcome back, everyone. How was your phone conversation? Is it ready? Nobody's ready. So I don't know who to choose. Oh man. Well, I'm just going to choose eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Then eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch tiger, brother. So hey, well done, Miss Ruth. Gone.
Okay. What is this? Okay. Hello. May I speak to Mr. Wira, please?
This is Wira who's calling.
I'm
Hello.
sorry, I can't hear you clearly.
This is
Hello.
Wira. Who is calling? Who's calling?
Hi, Wira. This is Ruth.
What can I do for you, Ruth?
Wira, I want to talk about our planning tomorrow. Have you made a reservation at Tamandayu?
Yes, unfortunately.
No. I want to talk to you, but because Mr. Randy informed me that if he had not family plan tomorrow, he will join us to Tamandayu.
I think we can change the place if Mr. Andy have plan. Would we change the place?
Sorry, can you repeat?
I think we can change the place if Mr. Andy can join us.
Oh, why so? I think you could. Can we change can we reschedule or change the place, because I think it's rainy these days.
Okay.
And the Tamandayu is outdoor restaurant, right?
Yeah. It's outdoor restaurant, I think. Okay, I will change the time, and I will inform you later, Mr.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wira. See you then.
Bye.
Okay,
Yeah.
then. Thank you. This is a bit confusing because they are confused themselves. So I'm as a
we will forget the scenario. We forget the scenario.
I have the two conditionals. So let me repeat it. The first one was the second conditional. If he had not a family event, he would join us tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Now, unfortunately, this is the incorrect implementation of conditional type 2. Because if you are talking about tomorrow, then it should not be conditional type 2.
Oh, I see.
It's conditional type 1.
Exactly. However, the second one, the conditional type 1, we can change the place if Mr. Randy can't join us. Now, this one is correct. We can change the place if Mr. Randy cannot join us. For conditional type 2, perhaps you can say something like, oh, if Mr. Randy had not informed me, we wouldn't have to change the place. Yes.
Okay.
If Mr. Randy had not informed me about the event,
Okay.
but that would be conditional type 3.
Oh yeah, I agree.
If if we had another place to go, or if we had another
yeah.
time, if we had another time to go, Mr. Randy could join us.
Will join us. Okay.
Unfortunately, at the moment, we don't have any other schedule, so it must be today or it must be tomorrow.
Okay.
There you go, something like that. But thank you for trying or doing it. Although you two are confused, so the listener is also confused, just like OVJ. Dalangnya bingung, wayangnya juga bingung. Okay. Mr. Ariana, Mr. Randy, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Who is calling?
I'm Mr. Aryono from PT Jasa Marga Surabaya Mojokerto. Can I speak to Mr. Wira, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Wira is going somewhere.
Oh, if he come back, can you please tell him to attend meeting on Friday on 9 a.m.?
Oh, of course, I will tell him about the meeting at Friday 9 a.m.
So
Oh, anything else?
I think the meeting is very important. So if I were you, I will text him or leave him a message soon as possible.
Okay. I will text him first.
Or leave him a message.
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Thank you for your your attention, Mr.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Reno.
Bye.
Oh, you say, the first part was okay, but the ending part was confusing. How would you end a phone conversation anyway? Thank you for your attention is definitely not the way we end a phone conversation.
Confused to end the conversation.
You can say something like, okay, I hope you would do that.
Okay.
Thank you for taking my message.
Uh,
Instead of thank you for your attention, Mr. Andy is actually taking your message for Mr. Wira. So you can say, thank you for taking my message. And Mr. Andy, you can also say something like, have a good day, or okay, bye-bye, something.
yeah. Okay. Have a good day.
We have two types of conditional, and they are correct. The implementations are correct. However, the sentences are still need the sentences still need to be fixed. So the first one is this. Please correct me if I'm wrong. If he come back, can you please tell him to attend the meeting? If he come back, can you please tell him to attend the meeting? How can we fix that sentence? If he come back.
No idea.
No idea. Okay. This is present tense. So instead of come, because the subject is he, you need to use comes. If he comes back, can you please tell him to attend the meeting? Okay. And the second one, the second conditional is, if I were you, now this is very good. If I were you, I will text him a message as soon as possible. How can we fix this sentence? if I were you, I will text him a message as soon as possible.
I would.
I would,
If
exactly.
I would.
I
If
would,
were you,
yep.
I would, yeah.
Yep. The deal is if you use I will, then people will get confusing message. Is this conditional type 1 or conditional type 2? So that's why if I were you, I would text him as soon as possible, ASAP. Thank you. Very good implementations of the conditionals. Well done. Now, let's take a look at the grammar part that we actually need to do for this unit. Etiquette. There you go. We need to read this first before I forgot. Okay. So let's take turns reading this part. Etiquette, please. Mr. Ariono, you can start with the first point. Mr. Andy, second point. Ms. Ruth, you got the third point. And Mr. Ruira, you go for the fourth. And then we can go back to Mr. Ariono again.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 1, answer the telephone as quickly as possible.
So yeah, especially for companies, I think companies have that rule not to let the phone rings for 3 times, more than 2 times. Answer the phone as quickly as possible. Okay. Mr. Randy?
Identify yourself immediately when receiving or placing a call.
So instead of waiting for the other person to say, who's calling, please? It's always better to identify yourself. Hello, good morning. This is Teti. Can I speak to Miss Ruth?
Keep the call brief and the talk relevant.
Yes, this is office situation. You're not talking with your friends. So please don't spend hours of, hey, how are you? So
Maybe the caller is a chatty person.
Could be, but if it's an office call, let's keep it brief and relevant. Mr. Ruira?
Show respect for the listener's time and give your full attention to the conversation.
I think this is not only for phone calls, but also for face-to-face conversation.
Face-to-face.
Yes. Back to Mr. Ariono, please.
Number 5, treat every caller politely and professionally.
Yep, thank you very much. Again, this is also for face-to-face conversation, politely and professionally. Mr. Randy?
Be helpful and cooperative.
Yeah. I already asked. Oh, it was only Mr. Ariono and Miss Ruth last session, right? I already asked you how often you used phones or phone calls in your office situation. And Mr. Ariono said, almost never. Miss Ruth said, always or often, very often. How about Mr. Randy and Mr. Wira? How often do you actually make calls? Very often?
Not often. Yeah.
And who do you usually call, Mr. Wira? People outside of your office or internal calls?
Outside the office.
Outside.
Internal, I often see face to face.
I see. Okay. So outside the office, that's why. How about Mr. Randy?
Never, miss.
Never. The same as Mr. Aryo. Okay, so yes, if you don't have to use calls, then you are very fortunate. Unfortunately, some people do have to make phone calls. Ms. Ruth, the last but not least.
Last but not least, smile while you're on the phone. Your voice is friendlier when you smile and the listener can hear it.
Yeah. Do you believe that?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So everybody has this experience. Hello. Who do you want to
Can I
speak?
receive a call from unknown number?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to take your time. This is from BCA. Can we have 5 minutes of your time? We are
No,
offering.
I'm currently in the meeting.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm at the hospital at the moment. Yeah, yeah. Maybe next time. Okay. Thank you very much. Everybody has had that experience. Okay. So,
Yeah.
one thing. This word is a common problem for Indonesian. So instead of using the W, you can actually omit the W. Ay, sorry.
Answer?
Answer.
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 So answer.
Answer.
Answer. Oh, answer.
So the W
Answer,
is
ensure.
silent.
Oh,
Answer. Answer the phone
Answer.
answer.
without the
Answer the
W.
phone, please.
Answer the phone.
Answer the phone, please.
Answer.
Okay. And ding, 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 ding. The grammar part is, I'm so sorry. Okay. If you take a look at this is very easy, the grammar part. It's actually talking about polite and the rate of politeness. So when you want to be more polite, you can always say please to start your sentence. But if you want to make it really businesslike, you can just say hold the line, please. Wait a moment, please. But if you really, you're talking to a client and you want to give a good impression, you can say, please hold on a second. The same with this. Usually when you call somebody that you know it's an office and you are the client, you say, can I speak? Can I? Instead of could I? But if you're actually calling a client from the office, you can always use could I speak to? So it's a level of politeness. This is the most polite one. I'd like to speak. So I would like to speak. This one is the most polite one. Okay. That's it for this session. Do you have any questions before I end the session? Oh yeah, we still need to arrange a makeup class because last week we didn't have any class. So when do you have the time to do the makeup class? I'm free on Monday and Wednesday at this hour. So if everyone is free on Monday or Wednesday at this hour, it will be fine.
I and Mr. Randy have a meeting at Monday from 2 to 4 p.m.
It's okay. It doesn't have to be this Monday. Maybe other weeks Monday. So let's try and find the free time. Is it okay if we do it on Monday or Wednesday then?
Wednesday next week maybe fine, but in the next 2 weeks, no.
I see. So can I ask you to discuss internally between the four of you, what schedule do you want to have for your makeup class?
Okay.
Maybe then I will follow them for the schedule.
You will follow the, pardon?
I will follow Mr. Randy, Mr. Wira, and Mr. Adi.
Okay. And you're actually the one holding the agenda in your hand. Okay. So thank you so much for joining today's session. We'll see you again on Tuesday. At the moment, Have a great weekend. If you have the time to spend somewhere, yeah.
Miss,
Just
in the next 2 weeks, we have we have annual shareholder meeting in the 15th June, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
And
15 June.
all of us is the committee of the annual shareholder meeting. So maybe we could also reschedule the session for that date.
Sure. I've already told you before, please set the makeup class time internally first, and then you can inform me when you want to take that makeup class.
Okay, and you will have a empty schedule at the Monday or Wednesday.
Yes, exactly. Monday and Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me today. So I'll see you on Tuesday, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Thank you,
Have a great
Kak.
day.